My sister discarded Grandma's insurance policy. What the director did shocked everyone. Narrated by me. I didn't know revenge could be so quiet. No screaming. No courtroom theatrics. No dramatic slaps across polished marble tables. Just patience. And letting people destroy themselves while believing they were winning. Chapter 1: The day she threw it away. My sister Emily had always believed she was smarter than everyone else in the room. Not educated smarter, just louder, more confident, the kind of person who speaks first, interrupts often, and mistakes volume for authority. I was the opposite. I noticed things. So when Grandma handed me that envelope, thin, beige, slightly yellowed at the corners, I felt the weight of it even before I opened it. "Don't lose this, sweetheart," Grandma said, squeezing my hand. "It matters." Inside was an insurance policy. Old, official, typed, not printed, the kind you don't see anymore. Emily leaned over my shoulder, squinting. "That's it, that's the gift," she scoffed. Grandma's smile faded just a little. "It's not for you," Grandma said calmly. That should have been warning enough. Chapter 2: Emily always took what was hers. Emily had taken my room when we were kids. My college fund when Dad died. Even my birthday dinner once, by announcing her engagement halfway through dessert. So when Grandma passed away 6 months later, I knew Emily wouldn't grieve quietly. She came armed with entitlement. We sat in the lawyer's office while Emily scrolled her phone, sighing dramatically. "Is this going to take long?" she asked. "I have Pilates." The insurance policy came up near the end. The lawyer adjusted his glasses. "There's a policy registered under your grandmother's name, beneficiary listed as..." "Probably outdated," Emily cut in. She didn't understand paperwork. I felt my stomach tighten. "She understood more than you think," I said softly. Emily laughed. "Oh please, some dusty piece of paper, it's probably worthless." "And then this part still burns." She stood up, snatched the folder from the desk and dropped it into the trash can beside the door. "There, problem solved." The lawyer froze. I didn't move. Chapter 3: Why I didn't stop her. People ask me why I didn't scream. Why I didn't grab it back. Why I didn't fight. The truth. I remembered Grandma's eyes. It matters. And I remembered something else too. Emily never read anything all the way through. Chapter 4: The director. 2 weeks later I got a call. From a number I didn't recognize. "Is this Margaret Collins?" a man asked. "Yes. My name is David Reynolds. I'm the Regional Director of Heritage Mutual Insurance." I sat down slowly. There appears to have been an issue. Chapter 5: What Emily didn't know. What Emily never bothered to learn was that Grandma had worked for Heritage Mutual for 37 years. Not as a secretary. As an underwriter. The policy wasn't standard. It was executive tier. Locked, indexed, escalating. And when Emily threw it away, she committed insurance interference. A federal offense. Chapter 6: The meeting. They called a meeting. Emily showed up smug, late, sunglasses on indoors. David Reynolds stood when she entered. "Ms. Collins," he said coolly, "you disposed of protected legal documents." Emily laughed. "You mean that trash?" Silence. Then he slid a folder across the table. Inside were numbers. Lots of them. Emily's smile cracked. Chapter 7: The amount. The policy was worth $3.2 million. And because Emily interfered, she forfeited any claim. I was the sole beneficiary. Chapter 8: Emily's spiral. She screamed, cried, threatened to sue. But contracts don't care about tantrums. And neither did David Reynolds. "Your grandmother was very specific," he said. "She anticipated family conflict." I smiled then. For the first time in months. Chapter 9: The final twist. Before leaving, David handed me one more document. A letter. From Grandma. If Emily is reading this, she ignored you again. If you're reading this, you listened. I broke down right there. Chapter 10, Aftermath. Emily doesn't talk to me now. She tells people I stole her inheritance. I don't correct her. Because the truth. She threw it away herself. Epilogue, quiet revenge. I didn't confront her. I didn't gloat. I donated part of the money to the employee scholarship fund Grandma helped create. And every year I get a handwritten note from Heritage Mutual's director. Your grandmother would be proud. And that's the best revenge of all. The money hit my account on a Tuesday morning. No fireworks. No dramatic phone call. Just a clean number with too many zeros. I stared at it for a long time, waiting to feel victorious. Instead, I felt tired. Grandma's house was still quiet, her chair by the window still empty, the faint smell of lavender cleaner still clinging to the hallway like she might walk out any second and ask if I'd eaten. Emily had already taken what she wanted before storming out of my life. Jewelry, furniture, family photos, only the ones she liked herself in. She left the rest scattered like debris after a hurricane. And suddenly, I was the only one left to clean up. Chapter 12, Emily tries one last time. 3 weeks after the directors' meeting, Emily showed up at my door. Unannounced. I knew it was her because no one else knocked like that, sharp, impatient, entitled, like the world owed her a response. I didn't open it right away. When I finally did, she was crying, real tears this time, mascara streaked, voice shaking. I made a mistake, she said. Not I'm sorry. Just I made a mistake. I didn't know, she continued. Grandma never told me. I leaned against the doorframe, calm, steady. She did, I said, you just didn't listen. Emily swallowed. I need help, she whispered. I'm in trouble. Chapter 13, the truth comes out. Emily had assumed Grandma's money would cover everything. Her credit cards. Her business loan. The condo she bought before she could afford it. When the inheritance vanished, reality finally arrived. Hard. Collectors were calling. The bank froze her account. And the same confidence that once bulldozed through every room now couldn't even hold eye contact. I'm your sister, she said finally. You wouldn't let me lose everything. I thought about all the times she'd let me lose everything. And kept walking past. Chapter 14, Why I Said No. Saying no didn't feel good. But it felt right. Because helping Emily had never helped her. It had only taught her that consequences were optional. I'm not your safety net, I said quietly. Grandma already tried to be, you threw her away. Emily flinched like I'd slapped her. She didn't yell. Didn't argue. She just nodded slowly. And left. Chapter 15, the letter I never told anyone about. There was one thing I hadn't shared with anyone. Not even the director. When I went through Grandma's desk one last time, I found another envelope. Smaller, handwritten. My name only. Inside was a second letter. Revenge doesn't mean cruelty. It means clarity. Let the truth do the work. I folded it carefully and placed it back in the drawer. Grandma had known exactly how this would end. Chapter 16, the director calls again. 6 months later, David Reynolds called me again. I wanted to let you know, he said, we've finalized the ethics review. I already knew what he meant. Emily had filed a complaint, claimed she was manipulated, misled, emotionally compromised. It went nowhere. The board was unanimous, David continued. Your grandmother's wishes were honored correctly. I thanked him. Before hanging up, he added. She changed more lives than she ever realized. Chapter 17, What I Did with the Money. I didn't buy a mansion. Didn't quit my job. Didn't post anything online. Instead, I paid off my student loans. restored Grandma's house, and quietly funded 3 things she'd always talked about but never had the money for: a scholarship, a community insurance literacy program, and a small library wing in her name. No headlines, just impact. Chapter 18, Emily 1 year later. I heard about Emily through relatives. She moved out of state, downsized, started over. Some said she'd changed. Some said she hadn't. I didn't ask, because closure doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it just means peace. Chapter 19, the final visit. On the anniversary of Grandma's passing, I visited her grave alone. I brought fresh flowers, sat quietly, and told her everything. About the money, about Emily, about how scared I'd been and how strong she'd made me anyway. I didn't fight, I said softly, I listened. The wind moved gently through the trees, and for the first time since she'd been gone, I felt whole. Chapter 20, the end of the story. People still ask me if I regret it, if I wish I'd handled things differently. I don't, because the truth is simple. Emily didn't lose her inheritance because of me. She lost it because she thought love was disposable. Grandma didn't leave me money. She left me a lesson. And in the end, that lesson was worth more than every dollar combined. Final line. Some people seek revenge. I let the truth finish the story. And it did.